starting. Woohoo! Welcome back to 25. Yay! I'm doing author interviews, and I'm so excited to be catching up with some of our fabulous authors who we interviewed within the past couple of years. So today we're catching up with NicholasJNawroth, who is also known as Papa Paws. Hey, Nick, how are you?
Hello, doing great. Good to see you again.
Well, I think it's been a minute. January 2021, during COVID, was the last time that we spoke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds about right. And yeah, lots happened since then. I was looking at our last interview and I'm like, oh boy, we were only on book 4 then. I'm like, geez,
I know, we were talking about releasing Hole in the Fence.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Which had all the doggies in that book.
It had it added Macy and Harley to the mix. And then that was Macy, Marley, and Molly are our 3 current doggies. And Macy had yet to appear in a book. Harley had passed on by that time. So so it was nice to have them in it. But then there are a lot of updates. So I don't know where you want to start or what kind of question you might have. So I'll let you lead the conversation here.
Okay, well, I wanted to talk about, first of all, that was book 4, and now you're getting ready to release book 10.
Correct.
So that's 6 books that we need to talk about, and then we'll get to book, oh my goodness, it's a library. It's a library. I love it. Yeah, you can rest your chin on that.
Yeah, right?
So let's go back to book 5 and then work our way up to book 10. How about that?
Okay. That sounds great. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say this about book 5 yet or not. So book 5 smells like backstories. It is one of my favorite books in the series. The doggies, they're out, they're playing in the dirt, they're all stinky. You can see the stink lines and things in there. Yep. And then Mama's like, you are stinky, you need a bath. So then they need to go and they need to have a bath kind of thing goes on with them. And it's just really cute. It's, as a dog owner, you appreciate this. It's bathing dogs, it happens. And even if you have your dog groomed, there are in-between bathings. And, sometimes you get to bathe the dog, but most of the time you and the dog get some sort of bath, right? So it happens. It's just a natural one for a book about dogs. And we recently learned that the Wishing Shelf Book Awards, which we entered for 2023, they have named it a Red Ribbon winner. Try saying that 3 times fast.
Wow, awesome.
So it's not a finalist, it's not an award winner, but it is a Red Ribbon winner, which means it didn't score enough points to be a finalist, but like all the people who read it, or I shouldn't say all the people, but people who read it really enjoyed it, and so they recommended it, and it was very enthusiastically received, it seems. So that was
Congratulations, that's great news.
Yeah. I've been busy this past week putting the I'm putting the seal on the cover and things like that for future editions and all that, and getting a press release ready to go. So
woo,
yeah,
thank you. That's an amazing accomplishment. That's fantastic.
I was like, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. I was like, I read the, because I asked for feedback, so I got the feedback, and at the end of the feedback, they're like, and we've named you a Red Ribbon winner. I'm like, wait, what? What does that mean? That didn't happen last time. What is that?
So if there was cloud 9, you were on 20 or 30 cloud.
Right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Oh, good for you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
How about book number 6?
Okay, so let's see. There. So that one came out. This is book 5 came out in, oh gosh, I'm not going to remember this. April of 2022. Okay. And then July we had Bow Wow Bedtime, and this one's a little bit Papa-centric because the doggies, they're all going to bed. They got their little PJs on.
Do they really have PJs in real life?
Not in real life, no, but it was cute. And they have toothbrushes and things. And then they go to bed, but then I don't know, like with human small children, I don't know about the larger children, Papa has to wake up and help the doggies, right? And so this one I love. This is Ellen thought of this where drink faster, Momo, drink faster. I'm drinking as fast as I can, or something. Like, ah. So yeah, it's a really fun story about, you know, a papa's job is never done after the doggies go to bed, and it. And the reason it's Papa is just because it's Papa and Paws. I mean, it could have very well been Mama too. It just, we had to make some kind of choice, and it was easier to keep the character consistent that way. Right, so, yeah, it was. It's a fun one too. It's got some cute stuff in there, like little counting sheep and things. That was,
they don't. They're exactly like human children too, because last time we spoke, my first grandson was 6 months old, and now I have a second one who's 4 months old. And so I've been helping take care of them. And yes, they do wake up in the middle of the night, and I just potty train the 2-year-old. So it's like potty time at, 3 o'clock in the morning, like seriously, but you have to. So I know, yes, you're a puppy.
But you don't have to go outside though.
Right, in the cold. That's true. I just have to wake up and
right. It's still, I'm not saying it's better. Changing a diaper is not fun at all. But going outside in the snow and the rain, and that's not fun either, because he's got to get a coat on. Hopefully, you got the right coat. I mean, right. God forbid you're not wearing slippers and it's snowing out. It gets whether it's human or dog, there's always some kind of challenge with the little ones. But,
you got me there. Well, that's a cute one. I like that one.
Yeah,
Papa-centric. I'll remember that.
Yeah, right. And then on October 15th, because I wanted to have a book that came out on Molly Paws' birthday.
Oh yes.
We have Santa's Fuzzy Little Visit.
Ooh.
And so we did a Christmas theme book. It's like we love Christmas around here, and that's the holiday we celebrate. We're open to if you celebrate Kwanzaa or any Hanukkah or any of those things in the season, that's great. But for us, we celebrate Christmas, and we hope you'll appreciate it even if you don't celebrate Christmas. They have new PJs that are Santa Claus. And
is that Papa Claus on there? Papa Claus?
It's Sandy Claus is what I call them. And they're waiting up to see if they can see Santa Claus.
Aww.
And they're trying to stay awake. They're singing and dancing, and they're trying to stay awake here, and they're getting a little sleepy as the night goes on. I don't want to give away the surprise. Santa Claus is actually a little bit of a surprise. He's not who you'd expect him to be.
Yeah, no spoilers.
But it's a cute little book. Let's just say, if you love felines, you might like how this book ends. Would be a way I could maybe say that without giving anything away.
Santa Claus?
Yeah, and it actually ties back to book 6 a little bit, because we had a little in joke on book 6. If you notice on Zozo's pajamas there, she's got a little cat face on there. Just showing. I thought it'd be a funny thing that these dogs have a picture of their logo on their pajama is a cat. So, and it kind of started with book 4 with the hole in the fence, because there's the holes in the yard, and Zozo's like, what could have done this? And she's like, a kitty cat, so it's been kind of a kind of little running gag, if you will, throughout the book. So we've had fun with that. So
that's cute. I love it. Which dog was the one in the hole in the fence that had the flower in her collar?
That was Harley.
Harley.
That really happened in real life. She went out to she was just out in the yard, and we had we have some maiden grass, and so we throw our roses in there. We give them back to the earth, as we say, and they'll eventually go away. But somehow she had gotten into that bush or whatever, and we didn't notice it. She came in, she hopped up on the couch, and I'm sitting there and we're watching TV, and I look over and she has a rose coming out of her, it's almost as long as she is, because she's a little doxy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Ellen, and she's like, oh my gosh. It's like she had brought in a rose that we had. It was so funny. She's just like, what? I brought it with me.
Do you think maybe in her last life she was one of those Spanish tango with the rose?
Yeah, the flamenco dancer. Yeah, I don't know, but it was so adorable. So I had to put some kind. And that's what I love about making these books, is get to put fun little details from our life in there. And I think, I think we talked about this before. Like, people say, like, write what you know, right?
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah, but I like robots and space things. How can I write what I know? I don't really, boring average life kind of thing. But it's fun putting those little details like that in to a story. For me, it makes it a little more real, at least for me, and
Yeah.
hopefully for the audience as well, to identify with those things. So like I had in the Bow Wow bedtime, Papa's leaned up against a tree taking a little nap while the doggies are going potty outside.
That must be the 2 a.m. out for the
right? Yeah, it's 2 a.m. potty, and like progressively, it's a real subtle thing, but like the circles under his eyes, he starts out with none, and then he starts to get a little bit, and they get a little bit darker each time he wakes up, kind of thing. So, yeah.
Actually, I do have to tell you, when you're talking about that, last time we had talked about what would you say to young authors, and you said write about what you know. And one of my students, she's a 3rd grader, watched the video recently, and she was so inspired that she started writing about her own little dog. And so she has a little dachshund. Dachshund,
Dachshund, I think is how we say it.
Yeah. Well, I call them wiener dogs, right? So she has one of those. And so she's like, teacher, should I draw the pictures? I'm like, well, sure. If why not have your own illustrations? So every day she comes with a new, 2 or 3 sentences or a paragraph, and wants me to edit it. So, I just think it's so cute. And then also I have another friend who is an adult and a counselor who is a huge dog rescuer. And she's had so many dogs. And I told her about you, and she's watched your video, and she's like, I should write about my dogs. They are characters. And now that we have Bootsy's the cat, this is really, there's like every day it's a story. So you're a great inspiration, Nick.
Well, that's wonderful. Oh my gosh, that's so wonderful. I love that. That's great. Yeah.
See, it's changing lives.
Well, that's great. And it's great to see people express themselves creatively, and that's, I think sometimes people sort of shove that down a little bit, and it's not good. I know my wife is opening up to her creativity. It's kind of fun to watch as she does that too. She's been doing some fun things in areas that interest her. So she's also still helping with the books, because there's no way I could have done any of this without her. I mean, I could have, but it would have been boring. Like, it's always funny whenever we start a book, we'll talk about ideas, and I still have a long list of ideas, but we've decided for now, like, the original set is going to be 12 books. It's a nice number. It's a good number of books. We've got enough variety for people. And the conclusion I came to, and it was probably about, last year, the year, maybe a little bit of the year before, it's like, I could slow my pace down a little bit and take it a little bit easier. But Molly Paws is getting older. She's 16 and almost a half now.
My gosh, because she was 14 last time. So I was hesitant to ask, is Molly still with us? Because she's getting up there, right?
She is. And she's doing pretty good. She has good days and bad days. It's just the way it is. It's hard to watch sometimes. But I don't know if I'll have the same enthusiasm for making the books, because she, as you see, that spot back there where she lays, if we can, I don't know that we can zoom in, but there's spot. She is always there, whether I'm working, now, whether I'm doing it in the afternoon on a Saturday, 1 a.m. on a work night or a weekend night, she's always been my constant companion. So I feel like having her not there may make it harder to work on these books. So I thought I would like to get these 12 books out while she's still with us. And so I'm like, I'm just going to work hard. And so, and my mentor, Dale L. Roberts, he really challenged me in 2021. We had the conversation about, if you do a rapid release, you have that nice back catalog, and that's a good thing to have, especially for children's books, or if you're doing a series, to have the back catalog. So I'm tired. I'll tell you that I am tired. I am, we finished book 12. We actually have all 12 books done.
Wow.
But we're releasing them. We're having book 10 come out in March. Book 11's coming out in June. And then on Mia's birthday in 2025 will be the 12th book that will be coming out. So it'll be, I didn't get all the dogs' birthdays in there as a release date, but that's okay. It is what it is, kind of thing. But it's so nice to be able to do it. I'm glad I did it, and I'm glad we did it the way that we did it, so that we can now focus on, like, going out and celebrating the books, talking to them about people, and just enjoying the fruits of our stories and see where they go kind of thing. So.
And because I had talked to you about that last time, so about having a box collection. So all 12 are going to be in a box collection then? Is that how this is going to work?
I'm not quite sure how to do that. Really, I mean, I would like to have. I'm when I get a couple more things done, probably after the March release, I want to look at doing direct selling. But
Okay,
I've been trying to find a way that I don't go broke. Like I'm making money on it. So unfortunately, I still have to make money on it. Otherwise, it's not going to go well in the
sure.
in life. But I think I found a way to do it. And they'll do. I think they call it a bundle. And I would like to be able to offer different sets of the books and do that. It wouldn't be like, it wouldn't be one gigantic book. It'd be like you buy 3 books. I don't know how that pricing works yet. I haven't gotten there yet. But I've started like the process of uploading files and things like that and trying to figure out the logistics of how it'd work on the website.
So much.
It is. It really is. And I found a solution I think that'll work that's like, and I'm not giving up too much control of things, but just enough that it's worth the money I'm paying to people X, Y, and Z to make that happen. It was the first time when I first started, I did have the books on sale from our website, but it became a lot to maintain. And I'm just like, I need someone to take a little bit of that, like people are good at payment things, that and taxes and all that stuff off my plate, because taxes are a pain in the rear end. Let me tell you.
Really? And now, if you're not aware of artificial intelligence, they have the AI agencies that automatically do all these things for you. So I've been kind of exploring those things for other projects that I'm working on. And it's just fascinating. But being the technophobe that I am, it takes me a while to really absorb all the technology. But there's definitely a way to do it and not, kill the bank in the process.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I think I've got a solution. Where my dilemma becomes is like, I think I want to offer soft covers, but I think in the beginning it'll just be hard covers.
Sure.
But I think and I haven't got a sample yet, I think they're going to be a little higher quality, and I might be able to charge less. So I know that seems like an oxymoron, but that's my hope. If I'm not a numbers person, I have to have my wife double check my work and all that. I want to do some experiments and things and see and check the quality, of course, before I have customers do it. So I'm excited to see how that goes, because that would be nice to have it all contained on there. And then if I know some people I've encountered are not fans of the largest bookstore in the world, and that's good. That's fine. That's their choice. But it'd be nice to have an option for them, and it'd be nice to just have everything on our site if you didn't want to go anywhere else, kind of thing. And those people that like to support the indie authors community, it'd be nice to have a way for them to do that meaningful way. So absolutely.
Well, keep me posted on how that goes. Definitely want to know. Just an FYI, I already pre-ordered my book 10, and it's March 12th that's coming out, right?
That's right, March 12th, 2024, in case you're watching this well after 2024. Yeah. And then save the date for June 25th for book 11.
Okay, June 25th.
February 15th for book 12.
Yeah, that comes out the 2025, right?
2025, yeah. And February, and I know it's a Saturday, and I know most books launch on a Tuesday, but it's Mia's birthday, so we're doing it on a Saturday. And so I apologize if that causes you
lucky day.
But that's the thing about self-publishing. I got to choose it. Is it a good decision? We'll find out next year.
That's right. It's a good decision. It's Mia's birthday. It's lucky.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. I mean, she lived to be 15 and a half, and she was spunky up till the end. So
yeah. So amazing.
Oh,
that's awesome.
They are.
So, let's see. Where were we? We're on book 7, I think.
We were, but now we're on book 8.
Oh, we're on book 8? Oh, okay.
Yep. I mean, I know all these books are my favorite. I love this one because it's doggy detectives. And again, like things that we love in our real life. My wife and I love a good mystery show. I don't know if I can say murder mystery because they're children's books, but good mystery show is, we love a good mystery. And so we incorporated that in this book. They are let's see if I can show it here. They have toys missing. And Zozo the
Oh.
genius is using her calculator to say there's 5 toys missing this week. That's the 5th one. And so let me see if I can pull this page around. Right? Yep, there it is. They put on their little detective hat, and they're
So
gonna
cute.
go and they're gonna search for clues.
Bosses. Yep, I love it.
They where did it go? They talk about they made a missing poster for their toys.
Oh.
And there it is. They're asking different
Animals.
people, like, what's going, have you seen this? Where are toys? And that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they find out what happened, and everybody's a friend at the end. So I don't want to give away the ending, but
Who done it?
it's a typical Papa and Paws story that it's a happy ending. I mean, there's no sad endings in a Papa and Paws book. So
no, we want happy endings.
Right. So yeah, so I like that one because we got to work in that sort of, mystery show element to it that we love. Like, I loved Scooby-Doo as a kid. It was one of my favorite cartoons. So it was cool to be able to, add our doggies to the lineup of they're not yet famous, but maybe famous dog.
No, that's right.
Yeah. And then we had to do a Halloween book.
Halloween
hijinks.
Hijinks.
And I mean, well, it's not spooky. It's the not spookiest Halloween book you're ever going to read, I think. What is cuter than dogs in costumes, right?
Right. With the ears sticking out.
And I got to tell you, so this is Mia here in the spider costume, and this is Gracie in the
pictures in this one.
Yeah. And there's always a picture of the real life, something related to real life at the front on the dedication page. And I never thought I'd be a person that dressed a dog up in a costume. I got to be honest with you. That's something I'm like, it's kind of, I don't know about that. But then when I saw Miss Mia in her little spider costume, and then like 3 seconds later, Ellen took a picture of her, and she was taking a nap. And so all you see is her spider costume, and you hear the snoring. And it just cracks me up every time I see that photo. I'm like, oh my gosh. And that's when I became a dog dad who loves to dress their muffin costume. So
would you put the little puffy jackets on them in the wintertime when they go outside? A little umbrella on their head?
We have a very stylish fleece line coat for if anybody's too cold, and we have some really ugly Christmas sweaters. So Macy, we not this year, but the year previous, she's a very dainty, and she was like shivering in the house. So we put a sweater on her to keep her warm because we had a cold snap for like 2 weeks, and she was freezing the whole time.
Tiny.
I know. So this one, they're helping decorate for Halloween. They've got the lights, the pumpkin. Macy is in the leaves, right? This one is a little fixed note, not treats joke on this page. And then they find the costume that Mama thinks they should wear. Oh, they don't like being a fruit. I mean, grapes aren't for dogs. Little life lesson there for people.
Well, how hard it is to eat a grape.
Right? I can't eat a grape. And then and there's the cat joke again.
He tied that back in.
And Ellen really outdid herself on the puns in the book. This is the punniest, not scary Halloween book you will ever read. Let me tell you, it is really a lot of fun. Puns are sort of growing on me now as I get older, I guess, or something. I'm wearing down. I don't know, but it's super cute. And at the end, Mama and Papa ask them, like, what costumes do you want to wear? And then so they go with that direction at the end. Wow. So yeah, there's another little surprise nod at the end of the book that I'll let you discover for yourself there. But they get to picture themselves in the costumes, and there's Mia and her spider costume. So yeah, it's really cute. I love that too, and it's a nice, gentle Halloween book for because there are people that love Halloween. We like like the feeling of fall and things. We're not like super into like all the creepy, scary Halloween stuff, but we love like, like Nightmare Before Christmas and those kinds of fun things that, more the fun side of Halloween for us. So
yeah, I'm with you on that one too. And I like puns. I'm very punny, and my son always busts my chops about being punny, but these days he's becoming punny and getting into dad jokes,
Oh yeah.
I
think it just happens over time, whether you like it or not.
Is it a thing about getting older? You get more punny, and I don't know.
I don't know, but yeah, so Ellen really helped with that. And she actually, I forgot to mention on the Christmas book, she wrote the prose. We did it. A lot of these are dialogue, like cartoon style with the word balloons. But we made book 7 an homage to Night Before Christmas.
Okay.
Night Before Christmas. And it doesn't flow exactly like the poem, but it starts. It's a little poem about Christmas, and they're waiting up to see Santa, kind of thing. And she did a great job on that. So she gets, the full authorship credit on that book as well. So that's nice.
Mama Paws.
Right? It was the first published work, so that was a book. So that was nice. Yeah.
Well, you guys have been a great team, because like you'd said before, she's the editor, and then sometimes, you got to pare it down. She's a teacher, is that correct?
No, but she does teach me a lot of things.
She does teach you. She'll say, that's a little advanced for a child. Okay.
Yeah. No, you'd think she was. She's really good at thinking about that. What is an age appropriate kind of thing? And in fact, she found we have a new little nephew, and he's just turned 3, I think.
Oh.
And my mom got him a little Christmas book. And it's a cute little board book. The pictures are really cute. But she's like looking at the story, and she's like, how does a 3-year-old knows what this is supposed to be? I mean, some of the words they used in that, and like, they expect you to know this. And it's like, this isn't, and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of weird. It's like, why didn't they like cut that out? They didn't need that. It was just kind of weird. Like and we found a couple books like that. Like we got from the library when we were doing our research for things. And it's like, reading this book, and I'm like, that seems like a big word for a 5-year-old. I'm not 5 these days. Maybe 5-year-olds are more advanced these days. I don't know, but I'm like, that seems like, it's, but yeah, so she's really good at helping me with that. She's also really good at taking what I always say, we start out with I do the boring draft first, which is like, here's the book, and here's here's A, B, and C. How do we make that fun, and how do we, connect them all together, kind of thing. And she's good at doing the connecting and being like, well, yeah, the good idea here, but what about this? Then it's like, oh yeah, which usually means I have to draw a bunch of things, and I'm like, okay. Usually like, I don't know if I can draw that, and she's like, yes, you can. I'm like, I don't know. And then I figure out a way, something, figure it out somehow.
But it's great to have somebody to create with, to bounce ideas off of, and new perspectives and everything. Because I know when I co-authored with my good friend Missy Richardson our first Milo series books, it was fun to have the different dialogues coming in, right? And I will admit that some, like you said, some words were maybe a little too big for a little audience, and I have had reviewers say, hi, that vocabulary might be a little advanced. However, teaching here in Korea, our kids are that advanced. So I have to, they are, I mean, they're in 1st grade, and they're saying words like, I'm splendid today. It's an exceptional day. I have responsibilities, and this is brilliant work. They have a huge vocabulary for a 1st grader. So, and even my 2.5-year-old grandson is speaking in complete sentences, and he speaks English and Korean. So, maybe it's a challenge for them, but that's a good opportunity for the parent to go, oh, what's this word? Let's look this up, and let me show you how to use a dictionary. And this is an opportunity to learn, rather than going, oh man, my gosh, that's,
well, and
all these opportunities, right?
Right. And that's where I think of the Frasier model. I used to watch the show Frasier, which is a spinoff of Frasier, where they did the smart comedy, and they did not dumb it down. If you didn't know what an onophile is, which is a wine lover, and it's spelled really weird, I'm not going to try and spell it. I don't think I can spell it. You had to go look that up in the dictionary. And I'm
Yeah,
not saying I want to do that for the kids. I want to speak at a level they can understand, but
yeah,
I'm okay personally with there being a word that mom or dad might have to, they might be like, what is this? Or that they can grow into, because I mean, they're going to encounter this all throughout their life. I mean,
sure.
there are
Yeah,
books that you read and it's like, I don't know what that word is. And so, and we, as long as the whole book's not like that,
yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
I'm not gonna, write a 1200, like War
no,
and
no,
Peace
no,
thing for the kid, the 3-year-old, that doesn't make sense to me. But
no,
if there's
no.
like a big word like beautiful in there,
Mhm.
for me personally, I'm okay with it. And the parents may disagree, and please do. I am not a parent of a human child. I am a parent to 3 doggies who we can say whatever English word to them, and they're fine with it. They're
Right,
like,
yeah.
there's Macers.
Who you got there?
Yeah,
Who's that?
Macy. There's
Oh,
Macers. Yeah.
hi. Hi, Missy. Cutie, cutie,
Yeah.
cutie,
Yeah,
cutie.
come on. Yeah, we're on an interview.
Oh, want
She
to see
like,
what all the commotion's all about. What's going
yeah,
on in here, Papa Paws?
yeah, she loves to snuggle me.
Oh, getting some
Yeah.
love. How old's
Mm.
Macy?
Macy will be, let's see, she's 2018. She'll be 6 this July. We
Oh,
think we got her after Zozo passed away in 2019. We found Macy a few weeks later, and we think that basically, like, Zozo was 9 months when she passed. We think she was about a year old at the time that we got her, and so, yeah, she'll be 6.
Was she with the group of Yorkies that were abandoned in a park or something? I think I remember a story about that.
Yeah, no, that was Marley. This
Hmm.
Macy we got in July of 2019, and then in January of 2020, we knew Miss Mia was getting older and Molly was getting older, and
Yeah.
so we wanted to make sure that Macy had someone her age to be
Hmm.
around too, because we don't want Macy to just like be by herself.
No.
And so, and we weren't necessarily looking for a dog at that time, but we knew Miss Mia was getting older, so we were at the beginnings of that thought process, right?
Yeah.
And so we heard the story, and I saw that the group that we got Macy from was one of the local groups here that was helping care for those Yorkies, and they have to. There's a lot that needs to be done. They need
Yeah.
to assess them for medical care and get them back up to health and those kinds of.
Right.
And so I reached out to our contact. I'm like, hey, look, if you've got a little Yorkie, we'll take one if you've got one that would be right for our family. And she's like, I think I might have one for you. And
Oh.
so, and because it was COVID, oh my gosh,
Oh.
it was so weird. So, like, we had to kind of paperwork wise, we were foster parents. We got her on the 7th of April, so we got her as a foster, but but even though we were foster, we were treating her, I mean, we were going to adopt her no matter what kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so I think it wasn't until May or June we actually got the official adoption. But she had these stomach issues, like she was throwing up.
Oh.
And yeah, and so we had to take her to the vet. And at that time it was, at least here, you didn't go into the vet with it. You handed your dog out the window to the vet and they go in by themselves. And
Right.
this little puppy who was abandoned had
So
to
she's got
go away,
abandonment issues.
right? Yeah, go from the people and then go to this other room with these strangers while they evaluate. And we finally figured out something must have happened, like with food, like they didn't have enough food or something, because she gets very anxious about food. She has to eat 4 to 5 times a day, like little meals. Otherwise, she gets very anxious about it. So we're
Oh.
not quite sure what happened. Of course, we'll never know. But we did figure out like a balance for her that doesn't happen. But she's the sweetest little thing, and that's
I could see that. And
yeah.
she has no more abandonment issues, I can tell.
No.
She's
This is Macy.
Oh.
Macy's, yeah. Marley is
Marley.
yeah. I'll see if, I don't know if she'll come this way. She's a mama's girl, so she likes to hang out with her. But it's so funny. She gets so wound up about walkies. She needs to go every day, and she will sit up and she will be like, she knows when it's Saturday, and she'll be like, Papa, it's time to do this thing that I love. When are we doing this? I'm like, I got to do yard work first, but then we can do it. So she has her routine. She's definitely a Yorkie. But I mean, other than that minor little thing for little Yorkie abandoned when she was just a baby. I mean, she was not old enough for us to adopt.
Right.
and the medical stuff. So I mean, she may have been 12 weeks when we got her
Oh.
in April. I mean, she was born in January, so she was abandoned not long after she was born. So the poor thing. So, I figure something is in her head about that. But as far as abandoned, I don't know. She's weird about going out. Like sometimes she'll want to go out. She'll ask to go out, but then I'm like, okay, let's go out. She like lays down. Is like, no, I want a belly rub instead. I'm like, I don't believe you. But sometimes I have to pick her up and set her out. But, potty training was super easy for her. She's super smart. I mean, she really is.
They are smart little dogs. They are so smart.
Oh, they are. Yeah, they really are.
You wonder who's training who, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Don't you? You're a smart girl too, aren't you?
Cutie pie. That's right.
Yeah, you're sweet too. She's my little snuggle bug. She likes to snuggle me when we watch TV, don't you?
Oh.
Yeah. But she likes to go to bed early. Yeah.
Netflix, buddy.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Exactly.
We can binge on Netflix. Come on, let's go, Macy.
Yeah, I know that's what you want, isn't it? You're like, you're not snuggling me, so I came in here. So, like before, I do have book 10 here.
I was gonna say, do you have a author's copy?
I do have a sneak peek. This is another copy of that, and you can see there's little Momo and Zozo in it. And I think tomorrow is the day the last piece of the cover reveal comes in on Instagram. So I'm not giving too much away at this point. I don't think. And this is something I never thought I'd get to do, and I'm so happy that we got to do it. Let me see. Let's see if we can find this. So growing up, I had 4 dogs.
Oh.
I had Woody. I had where is it? This one here. I had to rename him for the book. We called him Snoopy, which obviously we can't call a cartoon dog Snoopy. So we used his middle name, which is Ebenezer, in the book. Then we had Jazzy, and we had Zippy growing up. And those are all the 4 dogs I had growing up. And I never thought when I started this series of books that the dogs that we have now in our little family will get to play with the dogs I had as a kid growing up. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was so, because I'm like, I need these. I'm like, what dogs do I put in this dog school? So we wanted to do a first day of school kind of book.
Yeah.
And I didn't say, it's called First Day of Puppy School, by the way.
Yes.
That makes more sense, doesn't it?
That does make more.
And so I'm like, well, where am I going to get all these dogs for the school story? I'm like, would like Macy and Harley, because they're like neighbor dogs, would they be there? I'm like, well, that kind of makes sense. But, Momo and Zozo are still puppies, and Harley and Macy are like more grown up. So I'm like, how can this work? And I'm like, oh. And I was so happy that I got to do that. And
that's so great, because all those dogs obviously are on Pet Heaven right now, right?
Yes.
So they get to come back and be memorialized in the new book. I like it.
Exactly.
I love it.
Exactly. We even got to do the little, little board of like things you like
introduce yourself.
Right. Age is 6 months. Favorite toy is Bear. And Marley loves Mama, walks, belly rubs, and snuggles. And the teacher is Miss Biscuit. And then Zozo loves Molly Paws, walks, socks, and adventures. Because Zozo used to steal socks when she was a puppy. And then, and Marley loves belly rubs. So then we have, there's Miss Biscuit, first day of puppy school. And you can see Momo is a little bit scared, but she brought her backpack. She
got her ears covering her eyes.
Yeah. And then Zozo's excited though, because Zozo loves adventure and new things. So it's kind of like, you have 2 different kids. They're going to react differently to school. And so like, I don't know if you can see it on here, but way down in the bottom here, there's Ebenezer. He's a little scared. And Momo's a little scared too, but they they got introduced, and they're friends. They became friends, and they sort of bonded over Momo being prepared and the stuff she had in her backpack.
Love it.
And then Zozo had a little fun. She's getting a little venture on the teeter-totter there. Boing,
boing, boing.
Yeah, and then they get stuck in the tunnel, but because Momo has a bunch of snacks in her backpack, they're okay. So Yeah, and then they help each other out. Ebenezer's thirsty from trying to climb the little dog run thing, and so Momo has some water for her. So
Aw,
yeah, so it's a fun
sharing
little,
and some good
yeah,
messages in there.
yeah. So it's a little bit of teamwork going on there about making new friends, and about
Yeah.
having the two, the two different reactions going to school, kind of thing, and yeah, it's good. It's
I
really
love it.
really fun. So yeah.
I have to say too quickly, shameless plug here. You
Mhm.
inspired me last time was talking about my pug that I inherited, my son's dog, right? And I thought I should write a book with the pug. But what I did was I went back home to America this time last year, and I was
Mhm.
going to fly the pug with me because there's like, who's going to take care of her while I'm gone for 6 months, right?
Mhm.
And so I wrote the book, Properly Prepared Pugs Can Fly.
Oh my gosh, that sounds wonderful.
And so I worked with a veterinarian to research all that. And as it turns out, she's too old, and being a brachycephalic breed, it would actually literally probably kill her to fly. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah, she
Oh,
was able to stay in a pet hotel between the pet hotel and my son she would take care of. But that book's out. And then I also got inspired to make old maid playing cards of proper pugs and different careers.
oh, how fun. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
so that's going to be on Amazon pretty soon. It's in the works right now, getting published or manufactured, I should say.
Oh,
So thank you for your inspiration with all the puppies.
that's wonderful.
You have
You're more
inspired
than
a lot
welcome.
of people.
That's wonderful to hear. Because it's I think that's the other thing about being a creative professional in general, but then especially like in the author, a lot of times the author is working away at home alone, and you don't get to see the influence. And yeah, reading the reviews is good,
Yeah.
but hearing an actual person say, well, yeah, we did this and this because we were inspired, I was like, that is amazing. And that's cool to
Yes.
see the fruits of that.
Yes. So
When
you are an inspiration because you still have the YouTube channel, right? You
Yes,
have
we
a
still have the
YouTube
YouTube
channel?
channel. Yes. Yeah, we're
And
gonna be, yeah.
are you going to be
We
doing the unboxing with the puppies, or did you do that one already?
No, let's see.
For the new
Tomorrow will be the cover reveal.
Okay.
For everybody that doesn't follow the Instagram, there'll just be a quick little video on the cover reveal. Then I think it's book trailer, and then the first look, and then we have Mama reads the launch week. Mama reads the books. We found that it goes better when Mama reads the books. And in fact, I had a surprise in December of last year, 2023. I, check my email like I always do in the morning. I'm like, YouTube, why are they emailing me? And it says, congratulations, you have over 100 subscribers. I'm like, oh,
Oh,
really? I'm like, oh,
awesome.
okay. Yeah, I was like, yay. I was like, I had no idea. So I went to YouTube. Not only did we have over 100 subscribers, we had like 150, by the way.
Oh,
I discovered that, was it? Oh, shoot. Now I got to make sure I tell you the right thing. Bear with me for just a second here. We discovered that one of our books had gone viral.
ooh.
Yeah, I think it was Doggy Detectives. I want to make sure I tell you the right book here, because I was like, what? Let's see. Oh, where would I have put that? Oh my gosh, I don't even know
Oh
where I
my
put that.
goodness. It's on
Um,
your YouTube channel, or
it is on the YouTube channel. I was just trying to find, I took a screen capture of it, but it was Mama Reads Doggy Detectives, 45,000 views. I
whoa,
was like, what
fantastic.
happened? I'm like, I
Oh.
don't know what to do. Yeah, thank you.
Did you
Uh,
like go
Let me,
and reload it a few times? Is it real? Was it a
right,
mistake?
right. I did. I actually am like, is that right?
I'll have to check that out. That's awesome.
bear with me for another moment, because not only that, there was another one, and I think it was another read one. Let me see. No, there was one that was really weird, and I'm like, what is that? How does that work? So I want to make sure I tell you the right one. So then, where are the videos here? Oh my gosh, show me the popular. Oh goodness gracious, I'm not in the right thing. Why are they not? Oh, let me go to the channel. Here we go. So popular videos, yeah. Mama Reads Doggy Detectives is 45,000 views. The next
Wow.
one And it baffles me to this day. The only thing I can think is because it's a Christmas themed book. Book 7, First Look, which is 1 minute long, and it's me simply opening the box for book 7 of Santa's Fuzzy Little Visit. 10,000 views.
Wow. Wow.
That's the second most popular video on our channel.
It's kind of like a YouTube short. Those are so popular, right?
Right. And it wasn't a short. I just, doing the thing I've been doing since I started this, which is loading a cover reveal, a first look, a book trailer, and then a read through of the book. And I'm like, wow. So I looked into it. It looks like the Doggy Detectives one somehow got on the Sesame Street channel, like one of their ones. So that makes sense. But I'm like, how does that happen again? Can that happen? I'm like, but I'm not gonna. I am thankful that it got out to that many people and that they, that it reached that far. I was truly shocked and humbled and surprised and all the things in between.
Wow. Yeah. That is so wonderful. So, hey, maybe your reveal with the new book could go viral as well. Let's just create that, huh?
It's actually, before it was like, I'm just putting it out here, and if 5 people see it, great. Now it's like, there might be a chance it could really go viral. Like,
why not?
That's a real thing.
It's a lot of people out there, and they love a lot of people that love puppies. So, gosh, that is awesome. So, Nick, I want to make sure that I'm going to include your website, and you have Instagram, Facebook, all those media, social media links, right?
We do. We have our Facebook, or we have our website, which is papaandpaws.com. So PapaandPaws.com. And you can learn about the family. You can learn about all the books on there, and they have click-throughs to Amazon or the retailer of your choice that you can purchase them in hardcover, softcover, ebook. We're on Instagram. I'd say that's our primary channel, and it's just at Papa and Paws.
You can give me the correct address, and I'll make sure it's in the description.
I shouldn't have gave myself the pen name Papa Paws, because then I have to pause and think: is it Papa or is it Papa and Paws? The whole story, the series. And Facebook's the same way. We do post to Facebook. Instagram's the one that I actually look at a little more, just because it's easier for me. I'm more, I don't know, that's what I slide to. It's me doing the social. Really, Ellen helps out with some things, but it's really a one-ish, two-ish person thing. So we have to contain ourselves. We're not some conglomerate company. This is the warehouse.
Yes, this is mine right here. Yeah.
This is the marketing office, the design agency, the editing office, the proofreading. It's all of those things. So
where all the magic happens.
Right. Yeah. There's nothing. There's the only thing that doesn't happen in here is the actual printing of the books, which is good, because Ellen would kill me if I brought home $100,000 press and had to find a room for it.
And then learn how to use it. No, that's not going to happen anytime soon.
I got to use one. They had one of my. I love my the local community college here. I went to their graphic design program, and they had some smaller presses that we actually got as one of the classes. You got to run it, and that really gave me appreciation for how challenging of a job that is. Now, this was. The technology on presses, believe it or not, they have actually been able to improve them, but it's still very difficult. You're printing these colors, and they have to align correctly for everything to look right. Bait is long and short of it, and that doesn't always work depending on what press you're using. I was barely able to pass the class because somehow I got one of my prints to line up correctly, so I could hand the instructor something that was not
project.
grade. Yeah. So
leave that to the professionals. Yeah.
Exactly, definitely. And they really are. I mean, anytime you see a printed piece, I know a lot of people take that for granted. There is a lot of science, and there's a little bit of art to it, and it's definitely a craft. Is really a great way to describe it. So it's truly behind the scenes heroes who make, because it's one thing to draw these things. And have a vision for it, and then to send this file off and hope that it looks the way you envisioned it when you get it back. I mean, that's amazing to me. So it's incredible. We got Macers.
How many more we got there? We have two
We got
more.
Macers. She wants to play. And then there's
Macers.
Molly. Molly, why don't you come up here? Come here, honey.
Oh yeah, the star of the show.
We're gonna say hi. This is our star. She is not let stardom nor 12 books.
Oh,
nor 16
look
years
at
of age.
her. You don't look a day over 6.
No, she doesn't. We were out on the walkies the other day, and someone goes, "She's that old?" I'm like, "We're like, yeah." She's like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "You wouldn't know." And she doesn't. For the most part.
So how many doggies can you fit on your lap?
I think I've had all 3 of them on my lap before. That's a little bit tougher, but usually 2. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah,
such a sweetie.
She is. She really is a sweet girl. Yeah, we love her so much. We love her, don't we, Macer? Here we go.
Such gifts to the world, as you are with your books. You're inspiring people out there, and like you said before, it's rewarding to hear, like the one reader you said reading the book to her granddaughter at nighttime. You know, that is worth more than any monetary value, right? Just knowing that your books are out there and it's making a difference in someone's life and they're enjoying it and they'll be read over and over again. And for sure, I'm going to get the hard copies sent all the way to Korea, but I'm going to order them all at once because shipping is just, well, that's
can't even imagine.
They're going to be on my grandson's shelves too as well. And I'll take a picture and post it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the support. That really is nice that you're able to support. One of my author friends, he happened to have a little boy right as I had met him, and we were meeting this journey, and his little boy is like our super fan. He had a birthday party with a Molly Paws themed cake. He has all the books, and before he could even talk, he had the books, and he was like patting the dogs and pointing to them in the books, and he was so happy to see the dogs. And some nights he said he would not go to bed without his story with the doggies. So yeah, I know, it's so heartwarming.
Very heartwarming. What a difference you're making. Well, I am so honored and blessed to be able to speak with you again. So I hope that we can catch up again next year, if not before then, when their last book is releasing, number 12.
Yes.
Right.
And thank you so much. I love talking to you. Thank you for sharing this out in the world and helping spread the word about this and all that you do, because you do a lot of good work too. So appreciate all you.
It's an inspiration to be able to talk to like-minded authors who are out there, you know, creating and doing it, because it's a lot that goes into it. I don't know that a lot of people realize the hours and hours. It's not like we just put them out there. That it happens. It's over a year. You know, for me, it's taking longer, but you know, it's just so amazing and so inspirational. And as I said, you have students here in Korea that have been inspired. I'm inspired by you. My friends are inspired by you. So you and Mama Paws and all the little fur babies, keep up the good work and look forward to reading the new one on March 12th.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Nick. Take care of yourself. We'll see you again soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.